Hi guys, this is Tamika and this is Tamika's Thoughts, and today is April the 28th, 2021. So let's get started, guys. News of the day. So today, Andrew Brown's family did a press conference because they got an independent person to do the autopsy for his death, and the autopsy report came back that Andrew Brown was killed by a bullet wound to the back of the head. Now, the officials of the city have not released anything from the medical examiner's office. Also, they have not released footage of Mr. Brown's incident either. From what the family has said, though, the incident was the sheriff's department. They came to the house to serve him on a search warrant, and I don't know what happened between that and the time that he got in his car, but he got in his car and they were shooting at the car. The car ran into a tree, and from the accounts of the bystanders, the people that were outside and witnessed it, they said after the man ran into the tree, the officers went over and continued to shoot in the car. So Mr. Brown died of gunshot wounds where the police actually walked over to the car after he ran into a tree. Now, I'm not sure what their training is in Elizabeth City. However, I do know that most law officials are supposed to administer aid, and if a car goes and runs into a tree, someone probably needs medical attention at that point. Like, I can't believe that they actually ran up on the car. Like, it sounded like gang related activities. That's what it sounded like. Like, they rolled up on the car after this man ran into the tree and made sure he was dead. That is what it seems like to me. Okay, that is what it seems like. However, I do try to hold judgment until I know the whole story. But it's hard to withhold judgment on this case because the city officials are not trying to cooperate. They're not releasing the footage, not even to the family. And I can understand that maybe they don't want to release it to the public right now, but at least the family. The family has only been able to view 20 seconds of the video of this man's death. So it's like they're hiding something. Like, why not release the video? Like, why not release the autopsy? I mean, even if it's not to the public, at least to the family. I'm not getting that. So it's a little suspicious. It's got me leaning more towards, yeah, this was a murder. However, I still reserve judgment until I know the entire facts of the case. All right. Now, that was the big news for today. I do want to, however, bring up Mr. Adam Toledo as well, though. Like, Mr. Toledo was that 13-year-old boy that was shot by that police officer. That was a tragedy. Like, I don't understand why that police officer was so trigger happy at that point. Like, he chased the boy down the alley. He told the boy to turn around and show his hands. Mr. Toledo turned around and put his hands up and was shot right when he was turning around putting his hands up. And I know people are saying, well, how could, he had a gun. That's what the police officers were saying. He had a gun in his hand. Even if he did have a gun in his hand at that time, when he put his hands up, like, you didn't even give him time to say drop the gun. You didn't give him time to do anything. As soon as he turned around, he put his hands up. If he had a gun in his hand, what was he going to shoot it up in the air? He was going to get shot that way? I don't understand it. I really don't understand why they would shoot that little boy like that. My first thoughts was he was mad because that little boy made him run down that daggone alley so fast that he felt like he just wanted to take this little boy out. He was mad, but I reserve judgment. I don't know what the man was thinking, but that's what it made me feel like, because he didn't give the boy any time to really for him to de-escalate the situation at all. As soon as the boy turned around with his hands up, he shot him. So I feel the type of way about that. And I know a lot of people are out there saying, well, that little boy shouldn't have been outside at 2:30 in the morning. I can understand that as well. I do have 2 sons also, both older than him, and I know my 14-year-old would not be outside at 2:30 in the morning. That being said, however, we don't know his home life situation. I mean, we all heard stories of kids that are being abused. We've heard stories of domestic violence. I mean, he was outside with an adult. So it could have been the fact that it wasn't safe for him to be in the house at that time. So that adult felt like, maybe I need to remove him from this situation. You know, he can sit outside with me for a little while. We'll sit in the back for a little while, you know, and talk. And then this boy ends up shot and killed by the police, which is horrendous to me. It was horrendous. Now, if that was another neighborhood, it wouldn't have gone down like this. I have been seeing multiple videos on social media, and I'm glad people are posting these videos. People are posting videos of the police officer interactions with Caucasian teenagers and Caucasian suspects. There was one I want to mention where the police officer was talking to the juvenile. He told him he was telling him to stay right where he was. He didn't want him to move. He said, I don't believe you're up to anything, but I just feel safer if you stood right there. That teenage boy stabbed that police officer in the neck and took off running. And the police officer still didn't shoot. He chased the little boy down and then tackled him. He chased him down and tackled him. Stabbed in the neck. Like, this little boy that stabbed you in your neck, and you still didn't take out your weapon and shoot. You still were able to chase this boy down and tackle him, and successfully was able to have this guy arrested when your backup came. Unbelievable. Black people are getting shot with no weapon. None. Standing away from you, running from you. They're getting shot, but this little teenage boy was able to stab you in your neck, and you still didn't shoot him. You still were able to chase him down and tackle him. That was amazing to me. When I saw that, I just had to bring that one up. One more I want to bring up, because this one I thought was hilarious. Someone posted a video where the gentleman was in his car. The police are fighting to get him out of the car. They get him out of the car, and the suspect turns around and starts beating the police. It was 2 police officers. He starts beating the police officers, and he takes their nightstick and beats them with it. Okay, he beats both of them with the nightstick before getting in their police car. He got in their police car and drove off in their police car. No shots were shot. None. This man beat 2 police officers with their nightstick, got in their car, and pulled off. That's the funniest. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the thing. These are the things that they get away with, while a black person is just telling you, I can't get in the back seat of this car because I am claustrophobic, and that man ends up dead. A little boy runs down an alley and turns around with his hands up, and he ends up dead. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I wanted to bring those up because I don't think Mr. Toledo is actually getting enough attention. Like, I'm hearing a lot of, and I think it's not that he's not getting it because they don't care, but it's just so much going on so often that he was last week's story, and now it's so many other stories that have happened since then that he kind of just got lost in the sauce. So, it's tragic, but I just wanted to just bring that up so we can remind each other that a 13-year-old boy was shot by the police officer while complying. with him. Now, last thing I want to talk to you about before I let you go for today is Amber Guyger. Amber Guyger. Do you guys remember her? Do you guys remember Botham John, the black man who was sitting in his living room minding his business, watching TV and eating ice cream, when a police officer busts in his door and starts shooting? Killed Mr. John, killed him. And then her defense was she thought it was her house and she thought he was an intruder and that he lunged at her. Now, if you guys aren't aware of that story, let me break it down to you real quick. So she said all of those things, and it came to find out that her story that she said did not match up with the evidence that was found on scene. Okay. First of all, you said that you thought that this was your house. When walking up to Mr. Botham John's house, you would notice that he has a welcome mat outside of his house, which you have none. No welcome mat. You said you smelled marijuana coming out of the house. So if that was your house, would there have been someone in your house smoking marijuana, Miss Officer? And if you thought it was an intruder smoking marijuana, what did you think? Somebody broke into your house, lit them some marijuana, and sat on your couch. So they just bust in and they moved in, actually. So the intruder broke in and moved in to your house, is what you were saying. Okay? Like, that don't even make sense. It don't even make sense. Then you say he lunged for you. However, Mr. Botham John was shot on the couch. So he did not lunge. Evidence did not support him getting up off that couch. You shot him before he even had a chance to get up. So, jury of her peers found Miss Guyger guilty. She was sentenced to 10 years. However, she is back in the news, guys, because she has decided that she wants to appeal. And her attorney's reason for appeal is that she thought it was her house, and if it was her house, she would not have been charged with murder. That is what's going on. So I just had to bring that up because I cannot believe Amber Guyger is back in the news, and it's because she's appealing the decision after she killed a man in his house. Jeez Louise. Okay. Now I just want to break down a little something before I let you guys go. I just want you guys to be mindful of the media and the things that it's representing. I definitely, my heart goes out to the families of all of these victims. I don't want you to think that I'm making light of any of these situations. However, at the same time, I want you to think it all the way through. When you see these videos coming on of police shootings, police brutality, I want you to watch the whole scenario. Don't be so quick to jump on the bandwagon. Also, don't be so quick to dismiss them either. You know, all these are tragic deaths. I mean, these are people's lives that are lost. So it's really a big thing. I don't want to make light of the situation, and at the same time, I don't want to fall victim to just jumping on the bandwagon and picking a side. So with that being said, I want you guys to have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and be blessed. Quick disclaimer, I do apologize for the video cutting short, and I will be back with another video pretty soon. Thank you guys for watching.